Yo, what up? What's happening? We back at it again, episode 22. It's the Wrap Up Podcast. What's going on, world? Steph, what's happening, brother?
Holding on, man. Holding on.
No doubt. So, man, one step closer to free agency starting in football. You think we gonna do something? Bears gonna make any splashes? Nah. We got a little money.
Not that much.
No, we don't got a lot of money.
Got about what, 15 mil?
Yeah, that's what I said. We got a little money.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of picks.
Nah. None at all.
Has been a few moves that jumped off already. Tyrann Mathieu went to the Chiefs.
Yep.
Nick Foles went to the Jaguars.
The Jags.
That was odd. Well, not odd for. I just didn't think he was gonna go there. I thought he was gonna go somewhere else.
Well, they need a
They
QB,
needed one.
so
Yeah, it makes sense. Landon Collins got the bag.
yeah, he got paid.
What was it? 4 years?
4 years.
64?
No, 4 years. 88.
80?
88.
Wow.
60 guaranteed, I think. 50 or 60 guaranteed.
That might have been it. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, he definitely got paid. You think Adrian Amos gonna walk?
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Probably gonna get about between 32, 36, about 9 mil a year.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for the Bears to see him go. But yeah. So man, that's football. But I don't want to jump off too deep into that because we could talk football all day.
True.
I actually want to do another music review.
Okay.
Where
we going?
We was I ain't gonna say complaining, but we was yearning, so to speak, for some new music. So we got the 2 Chainz, and we thought that was dope. This one a little bit more under the radar. Smif N Wessun.
Oh man. Yeah.
Smif N Wessun. So they album dropped, and I ain't gonna say surprisingly. It was a surprise drop for me. I didn't know.
You know I was on it.
Yeah, you was on it. I was not on it. I didn't. Not that I'm not a fan of Smif N Wessun. I just didn't know they had a project coming out.
Yeah, when it come out, like what, 2 weeks ago? I want to say somewhere around there.
Something like that. Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
So when I seen it pop up, actually, my cousin hit me to it, and he was like, "Yo, check this out." And I didn't even know it was out. I didn't even know it dropped, but
yeah,
definitely a nice project, man. So Smif N Wessun is called The All.
Mm-hmm.
Very solid project. It's got 14 tracks, or 12 tracks, my bad. 12 tracks, 43 minutes long. So it's a nice solid play. Talk to me though, brother. What you think about it?
Oh, you know me. That's my forte right here. You and everybody else always talk about me and my boom bap rap and like in my 90s mafioso.
Yeah.
But this right here was legit. The features was on point. The lyrics, of course,
No doubt.
anything from a boot camp click, you gonna have some dope lyricism.
They gonna come with it. They MCs.
For real. The production was crazy on point.
Yeah.
And I won't go too far where we going, but it's just to see old cats still able to deliver solid albums. And we've had a couple of efforts within the last probably 6 to 9 months where quote unquote old heads have been bodying their projects.
Yeah.
Bodying their projects.
I'm with you on that. Black Eyed Peas.
Yep.
Meth. Black Thought. Meth.
Yep.
Styles P.
Styles.
So yeah. The old guys they racking up some W's out here.
Yeah.
They racking up some W's. So yeah, we definitely gonna touch that. We gonna touch that a little bit later. But I still want to dive a little bit deeper into the review for Smif N Wessun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you on this. We agreeing on this. I think it's a pretty dope album. What's some of your standout tracks?
Oh, I ain't even got my track list with me, man. Call them out.
All right,
Just
we got
do one. What's about 14 tracks?
12.
12. Yeah, do 1 through 12.
All right, so we got the intro.
Mm-hmm.
We got Testify.
Okay.
Dreamland featuring Raekwon.
That was dope.
That was super dope. Ocean Drive featuring Music Soul Child.
That was okay.
Yeah, that was decent. Let It Go.
That was straight.
Letter for You. Featuring Smitty.
That one was decent.
Let Me Tell You, featuring Rick Ross.
That's probably the standout on the album.
Rick Ross definitely bodied
busy.
this.
You got busy on it.
Yeah, everybody killed it, but that's definitely
busy.
one of my favorites. The Arm, Leg.
Yeah.
That one was dope. We Good featuring GQ and Heather Victoria.
Yeah, that one was okay.
That's my favorite track.
Uh-huh.
That's my favorite track is We Good, number 9. Stafala, that one was dope.
Mm-hmm.
Illusions.
Okay.
And One Time.
Dope. One Time was straight. I think don't Knife got a production on one of them, man?
We Good.
That's the one.
That's the Knife.
Okay, yeah.
That's the Knife. Yeah. You can't go wrong with no Knife
you
Wonder,
can't,
man.
You can't, man.
You cannot go wrong with Knife
you
Wonder.
can't.
So he definitely bodied that. So that's my favorite track. Then Let Me Tell You featuring Rick Ross. Rick Ross got busy.
Yeah.
Threw a couple of shots too.
He did.
Threw a couple of jabs out there.
He did. Who he hit up?
My boy Kanye.
He hit him up hard.
He hit up my boy Kanye.
Hard.
He did. I can't say nothing about it.
Said he can't mess with the old. I mean, can't mess with the new one.
Yeah. He said he ain't rocking with the new Kanye, and I understand.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's because of the political views and some of the outlandish things that he didn't say about the slavery was a choice. Kanye, yeah, you was bugging for that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but he
Rick
dropped another Sunday
service.
So
yeah.
all is good.
And all of your sins is washed away.
It's all good with me.
Yo,
man.
Kanye keep releasing music. He can do no wrong in my eyes.
Keep dropping them Sunday services.
I know I'm biased, and I'm gonna always be that way. But yeah, Let Me Tell You with Rick Ross is super dope. And then Testify. The intro was real nice too, but Testify would probably be my third favorite track.
Yeah.
Again, the production on this was super fresh. I thought the production was nice. I'm gonna be completely honest. If your lane is like that 90s gritty kind of New York style rap, this is for you.
Yep.
This is the one. These dudes is MCing. It's some nice production. It ain't too busy, but it still give you that nice gritty feel. Like this is what you trap to.
But what's dope about it has that 90s kind of noir feel to it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound old. It
don't.
Some old heads, when they drop, they stay with what got them there, and it kind of sound dated. This doesn't sound dated at all.
It doesn't. I felt like, and I guess we're going to get into it. We might as well just kind of mesh it all together. For the cats that are older who can still do that, that's the main thing that they have to do is continuously find a way to reinvent themselves and stay relevant.
Yeah.
Rap is a young man's game. It always has been. It always will be.
Yep.
It's always the young cats who gonna come in with a new wave, a new vibe, a new sound. So I'm not even gonna necessarily say it's old cats playing catch up, but they definitely have to stay in tune to what's popping.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you have to dumb down your music. It doesn't mean you have to change who you are or go against what made you dope. But the guys who have the ability to reinvent themselves are the cats who are successful. So like the Black Thought. Black Thought ain't changed what he was doing from 98, 95. He's still MCing. He's still out here super bar heavy, but he's reinvented or tweaked his sound to...
I wouldn't even say reinvent, man.
No,
I don't think Black Thought reinvented himself or Smif N Wessun reinvented themselves. I think what they've done is entered another level in the game where their lyrics is on just a totally different level. You know how back in the day when we was young, the Dragon Ball Z, they entering this Super Saiyan mode.
I dig
where they've been in the game.
I like the analogy.
Where they've been in the game so long, they've cultivated, they've honed their skill, they know what they got. I'm gonna give you this, but it's gonna be on a level that's so heavy that when you hear it, it's gonna make you think that but we've been doing this. This is what we've been doing, but we gold hair and we done cut the tail off and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I dig that. All right, so when I say reinvent themselves, the sound may not necessarily change, but the things that the sound are built around change. So their level of production, the level of production, the style of production definitely
I
changes.
agree, because with Smif N Wessun, it isn't as... When you hear Smif N Wessun, you think Cocoa Brothers, know, Duck Down Records.
Yeah,
this is, I'm standing in the hallway pissing with a...
Yeah.
This is on the... It's still some of that element here. Yeah, it's still some of that element here, but it's evolved. It's cultivated, if you will. You know, that essence is still there, but it's on a different plane. You know what I'm saying?
And I felt like that's what the guys who are successful in your 40s and your 50s. Yeah. Those guys who are successful have the ability to do that. Mm-hmm. Black Thought, Smif N Wessun, apparently, the Jay-Z's, the Nas's. Because everybody ain't got it.
Everybody don't have it.
I can name some old cats who was super popping. They was definitely they was in fuego. And now you don't want to hear nothing from them.
You're right.
Like Ja Rule, for instance. You're not checking for Ja. But he was, when you talk about...
It depends on what Ja I'm getting. I'll check for Ja.
You'll check for Ja?
Yeah. I kid you not.
Ja! Like Dave Chappelle, Ja.
You know, I catch...
Who cares what Ja saying at a time like this?
Because even in the midst of Ja Rule getting played out and all that stuff, however you want to say it, if you listen to the later albums, even though, he went and changed his style up because he didn't want to sound like DMX, so he went the song route. Right. If you listen to those albums, Clap Back, still on the album. Okay. New York, still on the album. So he still had those elements there. We just not listening to them now because it ain't cool. We've been conditioned to not rock with Ja, man. Dog. 50 has told us it's not cool to rock with Ja, man.
50 will destroy a career, for sure. But to me, man, if it's something that I want to digest.
Man, I got 100 guns, 100 clips.
I'm from New York. On, It was cold. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I still think Ja Rule as an artist was super dope. He had a crazy run from the very end of the 90s. I say like 98, 99 is when he really started to boil. Early 2000s, if you threw Ja Rule on anything, it was busting. It was going crazy because that's just who he was. That's how he was getting down. Whether he was rapping, whether he was singing, it didn't matter. If Ja Rule had a record out, it was going crazy. But I don't know if I would check for a Ja Rule track right now. Not even a record. I don't know if I would check for a Ja Rule track right now.
Yeah, I don't know about no record, but I'll check for it. Be like, if I'm on YouTube or something flash across iTunes, I'm like, Ja Rule, I'll give it a spin just to see.
I don't know.
I may not give it the whole 5 minutes, but I give it about 2 minutes to see where
I have to give it a spin on for strength. Somebody who
hey man,
music, somebody whose music opinion I appreciate.
He needs us right now. That festival joint and
the Fire Festival,
man, and the performance at the Bucks game.
The Bucks game,
he need us to listen to his joint, man.
It's rough.
So I'm gonna hold you down, man. I'm gonna hold him down.
Ja Rule, you got one.
Vinny Vetovici 2, when it's coming out? You know what I'm saying? Love is still pain.
He's just one. Nelly. I wouldn't check for a Nelly track.
I'm not checking for Nelly. I wasn't checking for Nelly when we was country grammar.
I was. Nelly was everywhere. Nelly
was everywhere, but I wasn't checking for him. I was checking for Murphy Lee. Murphy Lee was dope, but I wasn't checking for Nelly.
Word?
Nah.
Okay, I dig it. Yeah. The rest of the world was.
Yeah, they was.
And again,
you see how it got cold real quick.
It did. It definitely did, and that's what happens to a lot of artists without an ability to stay current and stay with the times. It can definitely have you fading out real quick.
That's why these old cats still get bitch. I'm pretty sure Nelly and Ja Rule are still touring somewhere, but Cocoa Brothers, I keep calling them Cocoa Brothers, but that's who they are. Smif N Wessun ain't really, they not
that ain't
selling.
Their style.
They ain't selling out no arenas out here.
Nah.
They like Wu-Tang. They going out to Japan and Amsterdam. Making their money out there.
Probably getting a crazy bag.
But when they drop an album, they've developed that relationship with their fans of longevity, and what you see is what you get. When they drop an album, they're not disappointed.
Wu is a different level.
Yeah. Wu's a different level.
Wu-Tang is a totally different level because
Wu-Tang is like rap Rolling Stone. that's where I put them in terms of iconic.
Perfect analogy. I don't even think I need to go any deeper than
you
that.
see the tongue for Rolling Stones and you see that W for the Wu. You
already know. You know who it is. You know what it's about. You know exactly what you're gonna get.
Absolutely.
So it's Wu-Tang is worldwide.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang is international.
And it helps for the kids too. So that always
Wu-Tang always been for the kids.
Yeah, that helps.
Wu-Tang always been for the people. I think Smif N Wessun is on a different level because they have their niche.
Yeah,
they're more of a pocket presence.
I agree.
You know, you have to know it's gonna be people who watch this and they're gonna be like, I don't know who Smif N Wessun is, other than the gun. Yeah. And if you spell it like you spell the gun, you ain't gonna look. You ain't gonna find the same. You ain't gonna find the right dude.
You're not gonna find it.
So I think that's why this album was refreshing for me, is because it did give you a little bit of a vibe where it's like, man, you know what? These cats still got it. They still fresh. You know, they still delivering some dope content, and it's not off beat or off pace from what they gave you, 15, 20 years ago.
That's true.
That's true. So that's why I thought that this album was dope, and that's why one of the main reasons that it's dope is because it's not easy to do.
It's not. It really
it's
isn't.
not easy to do. You can't name me a bunch of cats in the game who've been here 20 years, 15, 20 years in the game, and they are as good as they were when they started. It's not a lot of people.
Very few.
Or if you run them off, we can do 2 or 3 times that with people who fell off, and you never heard from again.
Or even if they haven't even fell off, they're in record label hell where they can't do nothing.
That too.
They lie.
They definitely in there.
Yeah.
Speaking of record label hell, real quick off topic, I seen something on YouTube where Kanye West is not allowed to retire.
Yeah, I looked it up. I have to.
It's real.
I looked it up. It's legit.
And he's not for his publishing. He's not allowed to retire or take a hiatus from making music, whether it's producing, writing, or recording. They said this nigga can't take extended breaks.
It's crazy.
Which is even more crazy because it's like you talking about slavery for 400 years was a choice. Bro, this was your choice to sign this publishing deal, and he don't even own it. He still don't own. So totally off base, but that blew my mind.
Yeah,
that one was crazy. That one was crazy. But he's another dude who can make music for. I mean, hell, Kanye already been making music for 15 years.
Yeah, true.
So. Well, I should say he's been
more than that.
He's been in music.
That's been since he's known. He had tracks when he was with Common Productions before that. So.
Right, exactly. So yeah, he's been a known artist or a known entity in music.
You'll be surprised how many of these cats out here that we think is big don't own nothing.
Nothing at all.
I think it's probably different now for the newer cats. They kind of got to understand and based upon the track that's been paved before them, but there's a lot of cats out here that's so hungry to get on that
they just willing
to
sign
go for it. And they give them that advance up front, but
and then you get nothing on the back end, no residuals, no royalties, and that's another thing that I like about some of these younger cats, or I should say some of the I ain't even gonna say older cats, but a lot of it's a lot of knowledge being passed down. So people ain't getting into these baby Lil Wayne type deals.
Yeah.
You hear a lot more people talking about owning your masters and
360s.
owning your right. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But then it's like you hear people like 2 Chainz talking about some, like I own my own masters.
Yeah.
Or Nipsey Hussle talking about how he owns his masters, he owns his publishing. Those things are really prevalent, or they should be prevalent in music. When you talking about being able to have your music, own your music, and create longevity. That might be another reason why some of these cats just stop making music.
That's what Prince fought so hard for, man. To own his music.
To own your own stuff. That might be a reason why you see rappers who just be in and out. It's like, man, I can't be no slave to this no more after 5-7 years. And then you be like, man, he was dope. What happened? You know, it might be because they got caught in a bogus deal and then they just kind of wrapped up. It happened to a lot of people. It happened to the Clips.
Yep.
It happened to Mace, obviously. It happened to the Locks. It happened to
so this cat R. Kelly, on top of all that stuff he going through, is happening to him. He don't own nothing. Right. How you not own nothing? All that stuff you
at
wrote.
All?
You don't own nothing.
And it's like, bro, it don't make no sense that you can have all of this artistry, all of this content, everything that's just brilliant, and it came from your mind, and you can't say you own it. I wrote this, I made it, I went in there, I created it, my blood, sweat, and tears went into this music, and it's not mine.
Yeah.
That would piss me the hell off, dog. So that's another that may change the factor in your ability to be to sustain longevity in music. I think that might have a lot to do with it.
But then a lot of cats, you know, they depended on the name. Like Prince had that much clout. Like, I'm just not gonna use the name no more.
Yeah.
Until I get my joints. Y'all can have that.
Right.
I'm about to release these 50 other albums.
Yeah.
Under December. You know, he
artist
dropped
formerly
one
known.
For real, he dropped one like every week.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? So
he did, and we was digesting it. We was definitely taking it. You know, so it's. I guess if you can find a loophole, there you go. But it's a lot of tough workarounds when it comes into, you know, you getting locked into a shady deal. That's what happened with all of them Cash Money dudes. Mm-hmm. You know, look how long it took for Lil Wayne to finally come up out of that.
Yeah.
You know, that's
what the amount still undisclosed. It's probably still ain't close to what he should have.
No, not at all. You talking about all of the money that he made them? Oh, that's crazy.
Starting from Fireman Wayne on, come on, man.
Man, you already know. And it's that in the mixtape, the Squad Up mixtapes. He wasn't making no bread off of them.
Nope.
He was just giving him assets, not even dope assets.
Yeah.
Like cars that depreciate.
Who takes that though? Be like, yo, yeah, that's fine. But then you know you
take it from somebody. That's all I'm about to say. You take it from somebody you trust.
You're right.
Take it from somebody you trust. So man, it's the longevity is something that I think we should hold in a higher regard for cats like Smif N Wessun, who've been doing it this long and then put out a really dope project. And because it's early in the music year, obviously I put this against other music. So, like I said on the last episode, I wasn't a huge fan of the what's my man name? Offset.
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan. It's not a bad album. It just wasn't for me.
You went back?
No, I didn't go back. But
normally you go back.
Yeah, normally I do. And I said I would, so I still will. But I definitely compared this to 2 Chainz.
Okay.
Because I thought 2 Chainz album was really dope. And you said, you know, you said if you know they did the 5 mics, would this be a 5 mic album? I said in today's climate, yeah, this is probably a 5 mic album. So then I was thinking to myself, like, would you do the same thing for Smif N Wessun? Is this a 5 mic album? This is a 5 mic album in yesteryear.
Yeah, I agree.
Today.
I'm glad you said that. I agree.
First of all, 12 tracks, no holes.
No holes.
There are no bad tracks on here. No bad tracks. The only thing that I really could say that 2 Chainz did, but again, I think 2 Chainz album was super dope. But to me, the only thing that he did better was maybe the production. Even still, I think the production is it's 2 different sounds, 2 totally different vibes. But I think the production is at a high level on both projects.
Yeah.
2 Chainz just has better songs, like something that you could vibe to, or like, you know, in a club or whatever. But the lyrical content clearly goes to Smif N Wessun.
2 Chainz is more of a repeater album.
Yeah.
Even though I like Smif N Wessun, I listen to it once or twice, but then I let it probably sit before I pick it up for like another week. 2 Chainz is, you can listen to it constantly because the sound is current and all of that. Even not knocking Smif N Wessun at all.
Yeah.
But it's what's in the now. So we tend to gravitate more to what's in the now.
Very true.
Whereas, let's say summertime coming, we just want to vibe down Lakeshore, you may listen to Smif N Wessun.
No doubt.
The whole time.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
I will say this though. I tell you, here's what's gonna change it for me. If Smif N Wessun album would have came out 2 months ago, I would have probably be spinning this. This is the album when you listen to it when it's cold.
Yeah.
Like I said, you trapped to this music.
Yeah.
This is the one where you walking in the cold. This is gonna keep you warm.
Yeah.
That's Smif N Wessun. 2 Chainz is starting to get a little hot outside. You gonna probably get some more spins out of this. Yeah. It just is what it is. Yeah. It's one of them kind of albums.
Try to get them heads to turn. You gonna play.
You know what I'm saying?
You gonna play something that Ariana Grande.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna turn that up at the car wash. You know what I'm saying? You gonna bump that Smif N Wessun at the car wash. They gonna be like, who is that? What is this?
They gonna be like, oh, he must be a backpack.
It was like, yeah. You're damn right.
I'll take it.
Exactly. There ain't no knock on that. But if you ask me what's a better album, I'm going Smif N Wessun.
I agree.
I'm going Smif N Wessun.
I agree.
2 Chainz is still a dope album. I really like it. I've still been playing it. Smif N Wessun has owned my day though. I've listened to the album maybe 2 or 3 times now.
When I listened to it when it came out, I listened the day that it dropped. I found it. I was like, yo, I texted my guy. I was like, yo, we'll do Smif N Wessun. He's like, I got to check it out. I played it at work.
Yeah.
The whole 8 hours at work is what I played. So that's at least a good, 6 spins?
Yeah, easy.
So
more than that.
Then on the way home.
Yeah. It's as soon as I turned it on today, I was like, yo, they getting busy right off jump. Yep. I was like, I gotta listen to the whole thing. I was like, but right off jump, this is pretty fresh. So all in all, man, I think obviously we unwrapping this.
Yeah, yes,
definitely unwrapping this. It's an unwrap for Smif N Wessun. If you ain't seen it, if you ain't heard it, or you ain't even hip to it, definitely check them out. Smif N Wessun is cold.
It's nostalgic but fresh at the same time. So if you like Benny and Conway and the Griselda movement, that kind of hip hop, you'll dig this. You'll dig this. For the newer cats, I know the old heads know who Smif N Wessun is.
Right. Yeah. This is definitely in that alley. This is in that lane. But all in all, man, I think this was a pretty dope album. It was refreshing. Again, this is another win for the old heads. If you could come up with, I'll say, let's just 3 artists right now who are over the age of 40 to drop an album, who you picking? You got 3 artists over the age of 40. They get to drop an album this year.
This year?
Yeah. Who the 3 you would pick?
Production doesn't matter. It's just their own thing, whatever.
Nah, just oh,
whoever. Man, that's
who
that's
would you check
question.
for? They gotta be over 40.
Over 40. I'll check a LL project.
Okay. I didn't see that coming.
I can't say Cube because Cube dropped last year, and this album was straight to me too.
Okay.
He didn't drop. It wasn't last year, but it was like the December, so the end of last year.
Okay.
So LL I'll check.
KRS. Okay.
And probably the God MC, Rakim.
Okay. So you took one of mine.
Okay.
Right at the end. I would love to see a Rakim album.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Rakim album. I'm going DMX. I would love an X album. He out of jail.
And I heard a DMX track before he went in, and it was dope. Him and not the Nas and Jay-Z one. It was him, Swiss, and somebody else, and I liked it. I'm a DMX fan, so I was liking it in general.
I'm a huge DMX fan.
But yeah, DMX, he's on that list. I agree.
So give me Rakim. Give me X. And it's kind of a toss-up, but I would say either Jadakiss, because we got Styles last year. So if we were to get a Kiss album, I think that would be super dope.
See, I ain't say Kiss because Kiss dropped Top 5 when? Like what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Nah, Top 5 been out longer than that.
For real?
Yeah, Top 5 was...
Like 3 years ago, right? You sure?
Nah, man, Top 5 got to be like 4 years ago, I think. Let me see.
And then he came out with the Jason and Freddie joint, which is kind of current.
He did.
That was a year and a half, 2 years ago?
That was with Fab.
Yeah.
Yeah, Top 5 was 2015, so 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
4 years. Freddie versus Jason, what was that? Now that was definitely more recent.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say Jada. Jada would round out my 3. But what was it? Yeah, theirs was 2017, so 2 years ago. You was right, yeah. But yeah, man, I would still like Jadakiss, DMX, Rakim. Then would be my 3.
Because the names I chose, and I'll tell you the reason why I chose them. I can hear Jadakiss more than I can hear an LL right now. Like, Jada's accessible in terms of featuring and things of that nature. But know, you really gotta be in your iTunes, Spotify title bag to find something that KRS released, or you gotta be deep on that. You in the bed, gotta wake up for work, but you still on YouTube and you come across a KRS single and it says 3 months ago.
Yeah, and you gonna be like, what the devil? He didn't snuck this in here.
And I was gonna go Kane, but I said I ain't gonna go Kane because Kane my man. But I ain't go Kane on that one, man.
That's not a bad name to toss out.
But I wouldn't want to hear Kane. I've heard a couple of his new stuff. He's more of a jazz tone, which is still dope. But I'm looking for an album production, I know I'm gonna get some dope producers with L. I know I'm gonna get some dope producers with KRS just on lyrics alone.
Man, you know how many people are lined up to do a Big Daddy Kane album?
I agree.
Man, stop it.
I agree.
You'll have some heavy hitters out there like, yo, I could get up, because they never had that opportunity.
Well, they need to make it happen then, man.
I mean, that would be for a lot of people, though. You think about the same thing with Rakim. If Rakim was like, yo, I want to do an album, you know how many producers is going to line up to just be like, yo, I get to produce a song for Rakim?
So why you think this isn't happening? Or that we know of is happening? I don't think it's happening, though, but
I think
so far removed from the game that the producer's not really checking. Or when they call, you're not gonna get me. The only people that I can see that's gonna rock on any of the artists that we've mentioned that's in their latter years, if you will, in their career, they're not young chickens, so I say latter years of their career, is you may get a Pete Rock, you may get a Q-Tip, Pharrell may do it for nostalgia, but I don't think you're gonna get.
They'll come out the woodworks,
but they gotta be old head producers too, though.
Nah, some of these young cats have jumped down.
Man.
Some of these young cats have jumped down. Metro will jump down.
Metro and Mustard, I guarantee you they not. No,
bro, that would help them even further solidify their careers. Be like, yo, I gave some heat to Rakim.
And to keep it funky, they probably don't even want to work with him. Meaning the MC. Because I
don't know that.
Because of the garbage that they're saying that they're
it's about
producing.
The sound. You can recreate a sound. You could make a sound for anybody.
But everybody can't rock with that sound, man. I don't want to hear KRS on Bad and Bougie beat.
It ain't gotta be that. We can make something.
I don't. Well, you see what Kanye tried to do with Nas? It was dope to us, but the people didn't like it.
That was a niche.
Everybody ain't for everybody, man.
You right. Everybody ain't for everybody. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't want to hear a DJ Mustard track for Rakim. Probably wouldn't. Mm-mm. But I'm not saying that First of all, I'm not saying that DJ Mustard can't deliver. I think he could. Mm. And I'm not saying that he wouldn't want to work with him. I think that that's a possibility. But I guarantee you, producers will come out the woodwork.
Knife Wonder, them the only producers Swiss? I want to hear. I don't want to hear Swiss with none of them.
No, nope. Stop it. Swiss will get busy.
I want to hear. You Knife. Wildin'. I want to hear Knife Wonder.
Yeah, for sure. Give me some Knife.
I want to hear Pete Rock, of course.
Okay.
DJ Premier.
Yep.
I want to hear Alchemist. I want to hear Havoc. I want to hear maybe Babu from Dilated. I want to hear some Beat Junkies. I want to hear something that blends with the style that they come with.
Blaze.
Just Blaze, of course.
Just Blaze.
Yes. Kanye, of course. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah.
Who else? We can Salam Remy. Those are the type of heads I want to hear.
No ID.
No ID. Those
no ID get busy.
Hear. I don't want to hear Heat Makers.
Maybe not Heat Makers. You know
what I'm saying? I don't want to hear What's another young cat? What's the dude that you told me about that I couldn't get his name? Weezy
out of here.
I don't want to hear Weezy out of here, man.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna knock the young cats because I think that they might deliver.
You're right.
They might deliver.
We don't know.
I think I would. Matter of fact, I would be open to hearing it. Now, if you ask me who I wanted to produce it, it would. You're right. It would probably be the older cats, but because you got to understand that even those producers who we just named, who mostly in their 30s and 40s, maybe even 50, they still didn't have a chance to produce with Pete Rock. I mean, to produce with KRS-One or produce with Big Daddy Kane or get a shot with on a Rakim record.
Yeah,
when the last. I know this ain't the last time that he heard a record, but I know this ain't the last time that he rapped on a record, but the last like big record that I heard Rakim on was The Watcher.
Yeah.
With Hov.
Yeah. Yeah.
He bodied that.
He did.
First of all, I believe in the talent of all of those guys who we said. I believe in the talent of all of them.
Mm.
I think that they would deliver no matter who the production is.
Yeah,
I think they would deliver.
And I agree with you. They'll deliver because there are a certain ilk of MC.
Yeah,
that can flow on a track. We got flowers, we got MCs. These aren't rappers we talking about.
True.
You know what I mean? These are dudes that whatever you put in front of me, I can bang out on that. Method Man can bang out on any track.
Yeah.
Redman can bang out on any track.
Agreed.
If you even want to put somebody newer in the game, not too new, but kind of that OG new school-esque, Ludacris can flow on a lot of tracks.
Oh yeah.
So they can do it.
That's one of his high marks.
Yeah.
That's one of his supreme characteristics, his ability to flow. I'm gonna throw a wild card out there for you, production wise. I don't think you're gonna vibe with it, but Travis Scott.
With who?
Rakim.
I can hear Travis. I can hear Travis with
Rakim. I think that'll be dope, dog.
That would be dope.
That would be crazy.
That'll be dope. I'm not gonna even front on that. Yeah, that'll be dope.
I'm glad you with it.
That'll be dope.
I didn't think you was gonna rock with it. I didn't think you was gonna rock with the idea.
You made me a believer, Travis, man. Yo, you made me a believer within this last couple of months.
Travis gets busy on the production. And behind the mic. I like Travis. But Travis Scott with Rakim MCing, I think that would be cold. That would be dope.
Yeah, that'll be straight.
That'll be live as hell, man. So I think some of these young cats could probably deliver.
Yeah, it's far and in between, man. It's far and in between.
I dig it. Everybody not Trav. Not Travis. Travis just got that, like you said, that he got the big sound.
I think Metro. Now that I in retrospect, once you brought up Trav, I think
coming
Metro,
around.
I think Metro.
He's coming around, everybody. Yeah,
but the only
Metro
people I can see them rocking with is Rakim.
Nah. But it's some young cats. It's some young producers who really they know they crap. Zaytoven.
Yeah. True.
Zaytoven would. I guarantee you, he would jump at an opportunity to do stuff.
L would kill a Metro Boomin beat.
LL would dance circles on the Metro Boomin.
Man.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I would actually want to hear some of these young cats get in their bag and be like, because I think that's going to be the stigma. It's going to be people going to look at it and they're going to be like, LL, Metro Boomin. What? Yeah. This don't go together. And then when you hear it, it's going to be like, yo, this actually bang out.
Yeah.
That's just like, E40. I didn't think when I saw E40 on the track list for 2 Chainz.
He got busy.
I was like, what this gonna be, man? And then he came out, he bodied the joint.
Yeah.
I think that would happen with a lot of these young producers, and you get them in the room with a Rakim, because I think they're going to, I think it might inspire them, because first of all they're gonna get a new ear, because if they said, yo, Rakim album dropping in 2 months. You already know who's gonna check for it.
Yeah.
The dudes who was born in, 70s. If you was born in the 70s or the 80s, maybe some 80s cats who was born in the 80s, but definitely the 70s, they checking for this. But then these young cats who was born in the 90s and the 2000s, they gonna be like, yo, who is this dude? It's like, man, what? That I don't know what's going on with this, but Metro Boomin gonna put that on his IG and gonna be like, yo, I just produced for Rakim. So now they gonna be introduced to a new era and a new vibe.
You're right.
So when they get in there, I feel like the Metro Boomins and the Zaytovens and the DJ Mustard's gonna be like, yo, I got something to prove. Yeah. To show this pioneer of hip hop that I could really get busy. It's like that I could get down with this.
It was this dude, this young cat on YouTube. I don't even know if he's still making these videos no more. But I used to watch. I subscribed to his channel because it was interesting. Where he would listen to old school rap, what we deem as old school rap, and he was born, I believe, in like '98. Okay. So he was fresh out the thing, young. Yeah. So he would give his
still wet behind the ears. Rap smelling like Similac.
So he would give his perspective on the track. So let's say, for example, he was listening to a Biggie track. Okay. He wasn't feeling Biggie. He said Biggie was over. He didn't like Juicy. He didn't like it. He said it was overrated because people was giving him a lot of Pac. So he found himself liking the Pac. But then he heard Warning. It was like, whoa. Okay. Crazy. This is this dude. This is the same dude from Juicy. Then he heard 10 Crack. It was like, yo, this is the same dude that made. Yeah. So just seeing that perspective, that was a good spin you put on that. Yeah. I like to. Yeah. You done opened me up to a new horizon.
See what I'm saying, man? Just like, look, man.
Yeah, you so good. You so glowed.
Yeah, so glowed. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got.
That's all right, caught man.
Yeah. I think it would be dope, man. I think that would be super dope. More than anything, I think for the younger cat, those younger producers, it would be about not even necessarily proving themselves, but showing it like, yo, I can produce for anybody. Yeah. And it'll open them both up to different audiences. Because you ask a lot of these cats who may have been born in the 70s or maybe even the late 60s who like rap, they're going to be like, yo, who is Zaytoven? Mm-hmm. Who the hell is DJ Mustard and Metro Boomin? They're not going to know them cats.
So it's just like you mentioned.
So you opening up an ear on both ends.
It'll be a twofold. Yeah, it'll be a twofold.
Definitely.
The thing that... The thing that I would be hesitant about if I was a old MC is, well, nope, I wouldn't even say that because I don't think they'll be deemed a sellout if they were, and because I don't think the album that they would make with the new school artists will be deemed as being commercial, because I still don't believe it'll get that much fanfare. Because of the nature of who they are and where they are in their career. But I do think that it'll be a dope move to see something like that happen. I want to see something like that happen.
If anybody did it, I think it'll pop really quick. Yeah. Because they're gonna be like, yo, you taking something that is so nostalgic and so highly regarded. You know, it's like you can't speak bad on Rakim.
So what somebody should do is this, and I wish we can copyright this because this would be dope.
We could always just go back and say, watch episode 22. We came up with this first.
So what? So what a producer should do is to do it as a series.
Yo,
kind of. I don't want to make it, that cliche old meets the new meets the old. Nah, I'm just talking about you do it as like let's say we use Metro or Travis. Yeah. Your first joint you do 8 tracks with KRS.
Yeah.
You let time go by. I got, Series 2 is coming out. Yeah. And I'm in the studio with LL. It's a whole different vibe.
I dig it.
Series 3 come out. Or you can just make it a name thing where it can be, we can use old meets new, where the first joint be Metro and KRS. Then the second one can be Zaytoven and Rakim. Then the third one can be Mustard and KRS. That'll be dope, man.
That would be super dope. I don't see it happening.
Nah, it won't happen.
What is more realistic though would be a mixtape. So you get like a DJ Mustard mixtape and say, I want all of these.
That's what I was thinking of it as a mixtape. It's not gonna be anything that's valuable to sell.
Right. So, but if you get like 2 or 3 tracks from a Rakim, 2 or 3 tracks from KRS-One, 2 or 3 tracks from
the last track be a collab with all of them on there together.
Like on remember when what was the track? It was super crazy. It was going around like maybe I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago. Everybody jumped on the track. Everybody. It was remixes over and over and over. The
Cameron,
Blood,
the Cameron and Reverend Ron track.
No.
with Nas, you remember that?
No.
Cameron, Reverend Ron, Nas, and I think Master Ace was on it. They were talking about New York, the Burgers.
Nah, the one with the Blood remix.
Yeah, the game.
Everybody jumped on that joint.
It ended up with like 20 people being on that.
Right, on one track. I would want to see something.
Ja Rule's on there too.
He was. Rule was on there.
That was dope, man. Fat Joe jumped on.
Everybody
it was hard,
and their mama jumped on.
Because that was a hard beat, man.
It was. That was crazy. And I think one of these young cats now can deliver a beat like that and say, you know what? I just want everybody. I want everybody who think they somebody to jump down on this beat. And let's just get busy.
For real, just send me the file.
Yo, yeah.
Send me the file.
That would be bananas. I don't know if it ever happened.
New and old jump on that sucker together.
Man, listen, could you?
You know I'm a 21 Savage fan now. Off that album.
we should have tossed 21 Savage review in
here. We ain't like him there. Until we listened to it, I was like, yo, this is pretty hard.
It's actually pretty solid. 21 Savage album is nice. You couldn't
pay me to listen to a 21 Savage album.
21 Savage album is nice. Now, I wasn't a fan of his music before, but after listening to his interviews, even way back, I was a fan of his mindset.
That's what put me on the radar when we talked about his interview one time.
I always liked his interview. He always seems very genuine. Nothing comes off fabricated or like he's making it up. It's just he seems like it's just a real genuine dude. But yeah, this album this is the only album I've ever listened to of his. I ain't listened to nothing old. Obviously his singles that then dropped or whatever. Yeah. That sprinkle in here and there. But this album was solid. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, if we got like a collaboration, sound crazy to say it, but like a collaboration of old niggas. The old nigga MC coalition. For real. Just gets together on some new production. I think it would be super crazy. Yeah. It would be super crazy. I think that would be fresh as hell.
I'll be here for it. You done turned me. I'm here.
And if it ever happens, they need to pay homage to the Wrap Up Podcast.
Forget homage. Cut me a check. Forget homage, man.
We just want 2.5%. Just because we came up with the idea. We put it in that.
It's a big April coming out for mics, man.
You know what I'm saying? We was just looking at the releases like, I need at least 3 or 4 pair. So yeah.
This buttoned up fool you. You know, I need some J's.
I need some new J's. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, bro. Man. Yeah, man. But that would be dope. I don't know if we'll ever see it, but that would be a hell of a concept. So man, that's a wrap. We're wrapping it up.
Oh, good little hip hop edition, if you will.
Yeah, man. Back to the Boom Bap a little bit.
Back to the Boom Bap. I dig that.
Did we just come up with the name of the show?
Back to the Boom Bap.
22. Back to the Boom Bap.
Yeah.
Episode 22 is called Back to the Boom Bap.
Back to the Boom Bap.
Hey, you see how we worked that out?
But that's dope though, man. That
would be crazy.
That'll be wild.
That would be fresh, man. That would definitely be cold.
And I'm here for it.
Me too, man. If you have not checked out Smif N Wessun's album, it's called The All. Definitely go check it out. Super dope album. And let us know a list of some dope MCs that you would like to see, some older dope MCs that you would like to see on some new production. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think, man. All right.
Where can they follow us at?
Oh, you can follow us at the Wrap Up Pod on Instagram, on Soundcloud, on Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.
Video on YouTube.
I hit them on. And YouTube. Obviously on YouTube at the Wrap Up Pod. That's a wrap up on episode 22, y'all. Peace.
Holla.
Yeah, man. Travis and the R.